Hey, Shalom Akim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kwakadash, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of greatness of the world, Akim out there on the highways and byways, preaching the words of God, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, sincerity and truth and diligence of mind. This is Brother Nash DC Camp with a short lesson to define the hope for the elect. Yeah, so our people that are receiving this word of the Lord, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, that are receiving Allah Shalom Kwadash, alright. Yeah, they're waking up. There's no other way I could put it. All right, so the Lord Yahweh Shai is risen up our people out of that deep slumber. All right, so it's a beautiful thing, to see the prophecies come to pass. All right, concerning the awakening of our people. All right, and it's gonna be excellent, man. It's gonna be excellent to see these prophecies take place, man, because we already know we're in the last days. Alright, we already in the last days, man. So just gotta pray the Lord about Shema Shai, tighten up, your resolve, strengthens your spirit, so that way you don't feel overwhelmed by the concerns of this rise. So it's gonna be excellent, man. It's gonna be excellent to see these things take place, man, because it's high time our folks wake out of sleep, man. Alright. So I'm gonna get this precept real quick. Alright, so this is Psalms chapter 44, verse 23. And it says, Awake, why sleepest thou, O Lord, right? O Most High? Arise, cast us not off forever. And now you see that Lord Yahweh Shai is waking our people up, man. And then if you jump to verse 26, it says, Arise. Oh, you know what? Let me read verse 24. It says, Wherefore hidest thou thy face and forgettest our affliction and our oppression? All right. So our people are afflicted, man. We're oppressed severely by the empire of the Edomites, by this Edomite elites, along with their so-called partners, the Moabites, the Ishmaelites, the Hamites, Japhets, just oppressing our people. And the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is gonna make a way out, and that's it. True Son Yahweh Shai. Verse 25 says, For our soul is bowed down to the dust, our belly cleaveth unto the earth. So our people in a lower state, man. No matter how they try to make it to the top of the pile, they still made fun of. They made proverbs and bywords. You get the whole gist. All right. So end of the day, man. No matter how hard Jakes try to make it in this world, they're always gonna feel oppressed and sad because of the state of their people. All right. And then it says, for our soul is bowed down to the dust. So there's so much confusion in our nation, and the Lord Yahweh Shai has to, get that junk away. He has to overturn, all right, the rulership of the authors of confusion, all right. And then this is verse 26 says, Arise for our help and redeem us for thy mercy's sake. And that's an excellent precept right there. Arise for our help and redeem us for thy mercy's sake. All right, so that's gonna be my prayer. Arise, O Lord, Yabashima Shaba Shima Kwakadash, how shine now, all right, for thy mercy's sake. Okay, then we see how you say for the Kaya Kasajaka. Then I don't really have my blue letter on, but we can always look it up for another lesson. So you see on the screen, man, you see how you know the value of dry bones is depicted, man. See all the skulls, and then you see the flash, the streaks of light. That represents the words of the Lord. Just touching our people's spirit, waking them up, and then you see all the, see the joints getting back together. So it's an excellent thing to see in these last days, man. So I'm going to get a quick precept from the book of Baruch, all right, because the Most High chastised our nation, and then we got our ass handed to us by these nations, man. Because it doesn't matter how hard you try. Okay, you gotta give all glory and praise to the Lord Yahweh Shai, for making a way for you to wake up. Okay, and this is Baruch chapter 2. I'm gonna read verse 28 all the way to 30. All right. So it says, "As thou," well, some of verse 27. O Lord, our power, thou hast dealt with us after all thy goodness, and according to all that great mercy of thine. Okay. As thou speakest by thy servant Moses in the day when thou didst command him to write the law before the children of Israel, saying, If you will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations where I will scatter thee. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. And that's what you've been waiting for, ever since, the elders of old been taxed with the gospel to preach it on the highway, to preach it on the highways and byways, and they pass it down to the elders of Great Millstone. It's been a train just moving, man. A steam engine, all right. So you just gotta keep moving on, man, because end of the day, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is gonna deliver us, all right, from this state of confusion that our people is in. Okay. Then I get another precept here. It's gonna be from the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 8. All right. So it says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, all right, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Okay, that's America's code name. Okay, where also our Lord was crucified. All right, so whatever this so-called elite can do, man, to denigrate the character of Yahweh Shai, they will do that. To scorn the character of the Lord and His servants, they will do that. Even the whole nations, they will do that. They will go to any extreme, to mislead our people. Okay, so they could have an open hand. But that season of confusion is coming to an end. All right, so the Most High is coming, getting ready for harvest season. He's going to be looking for the fruits that are ripe and ready to be plucked. The rest that are not ripe and are already corrupted, he's going to just let it go. Because it's time to, to read the plantation of the plagues. Okay, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. All right, so our people don't really have any resting place, man. They don't really have a so-called, nation of their own. They don't really have the proper place to rest. We don't have a so-called, nationality. Okay, we're not really recognized as Israelites by the world. All right, because the elites pull the strings. Okay, but it's only a matter of time that Lord Yahweh Shah will begin to lose their grip. Okay, and then that stranglehold they've had on the neck of our people upon the face of the earth is gonna be crushed, man. It's gonna be it's gonna be broken. All right, that yoke of oppression, the yoke of bondage, the Lord Yahweh Shah is gonna cast it off from our necks. Okay, and it's happening, man. It's happening. And these elites, they're nervous, they're scared. Around, they have to do everything in their power to try to upset prophecy. Okay, and then verse 10 says, "And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets, all right, this is northern kingdom consisting of the so-called Latinos and Native Americans, and the southern kingdom, you know, consisting of the so-called Negroes, so-called West Indian and the so-called Haitians, all right, because we're the Israelites, all right, and these nations, they really, did a number on our people, all right. So it says, they tormented them that dwelt on the earth, saying that our people had rulership over them once upon a time, and we put their ass in check, especially during the time of King David, all right. And then in verse 11 it says, "And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them." All right, and that's the time we're getting into, man. Okay, so between verse 11 and between verse 12, that's when you're gonna have the whole chaos. The breakdown of America. The Civil War, the economic collapse. All right, World War III. And where that World War III is taking place, that's when you're gonna go to verse 12, where it says, "And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them." All right. So that's exactly what we're looking forward to in these last days. Okay. And then you look at the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 33. All right. It says, "Thus said the Lord of hosts." Okay. The Lord Yabashim Ashabashim Kadash. That's about what? The children of Israel and the children of Judah. All right. These two prophets. Okay. Were oppressed together, and all that took them captives, all right, the enemies, held them fast. They kept treating us like commodities. And then it says they refused to let them go. All right, so we're still in captivity mode this day, man. But the Lord Yabashim Shai is freeing up our minds. All right, and it's coming. It's taking. It's a process. So you just gotta be patient. Okay, and then if you look at the book of Joel, chapter 2, verses 27 and all the way to 29, says, "And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Bashim Kakadash, your power, and none else, and my people shall never be ashamed." So we're going to get out of that mindset of confusion, the mindset of strife among the people. All right, because the Lord Yahweh is going to purge all that madness out of us. "And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions." Okay, verse 29, "And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit." Okay, and that's what you're gonna be dealing with in these last days, man. It's gonna be a heavy, flow of the Spirit of the Lord there by Shema Shadow visions. It's gonna be heavy. All right, folks gonna be having visions, at different times of the day, going into trance, different trances, and then you're gonna hear folks just prophesying about the things to come. Folks will be glorifying the name of the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kwakadash. All right, so it's gonna be a beautiful sight. And final precept will be from the book of Ezekiel, man. All right, the book of Ezekiel. I'm just gonna keep this short and brief. All right, I'm gonna start from verse 9. It says, "Then said he unto me, Prophesy unto the wind, prophesy Son of man, and say to the wind, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. And that's our people. We've been tortured by all these false ideologies. You have our nationality beaten out of us. And then, you have our people just walking around like zombies, not knowing who they are. Just calling themselves Africans, Colombians, Mexicans, Native Americans, you know, Puerto Ricans. The Most High doesn't like that. So the Most High is about to, put that proper identity of that He gave us. Is going to restore it unto us. Okay. Verse 10. So I prophesied as He commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived, and stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army. So you know what happened then? They became organized. you know, they were in lockstep. Right? They were focused. They had the same mind. To do the will of the Lord. They had by Shema Shai. All right, that single breath. All right, from the Lord. They had by Shema Shai, not the breath of death. Not this toxic fumes, these toxic doctrines that our people have been chasing after, paying thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars for. All right, which is not profitable. All right, so this is the only doctrine that's going to be profitable to our people. All right, that's why it's called the breath of life. Okay, and that's exactly what I hope people hold on to in these last days, man, because it's not fun, man, living in the valley of the shadow of death among among the dead. All right, we are supposed to be a living, moving entity. All right, so that's just the point there. Just gotta keep it short and simple. The one Rataza, Bashim Yahshua, Bashim Kakadash. I could turn this into a much more lengthier lesson. Okay, the Lord ever Bashim Yahshua permits. So that's the point there. I can hope you've been edified. Hope you're able to get some precepts that can be added onto this lesson, man, because it's no joke, man, living around dead people. You just have to know how to walk circumspectly. Of course, you don't want to think like you're dead. You don't want to be doing the same things you're doing, all right? Because this breath of life is exactly what separates you. Okay, so yeah, I pray the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai strengthens you, and so you don't be a statistic, all right? Don't be faking the funk or perpetrating a fraud, all right? So just pray that the prophecy concerning the valley of dry bones, the awakening of our people, that it includes you, all right, so that you'll be able to be saved in the last days. All right, Shalom.